Hey, what's going on, everybody? Coach Miguel with Coach Sagasta. Thank you guys so much for being on. I'm honored, privileged, and blessed. You know, definitely grateful for this opportunity to be with you guys. As I'm checking out something here right now, I'm just really trying to find out exactly the timing of, okay. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started. I thank you guys so much for being on. I want to go ahead and share something with you guys because I believe so heartily about giving thanks. And as I always do, I love giving thanks to everybody out there. This is entirely to you, the viewers, as well as the listeners to this morning. There is nothing more incumbent in life. Hear me out. There is nothing more incumbent in life than gratitude. Opening up every single morning with gratitude. As I was absolutely thankful this morning for the many things that God has bestowed upon me and my family, even despite the setbacks or the things that go on outside of our home, you have to still be thankful for even those small, significant, and mighty things that can happen, that can occur. Okay? I hope that you guys had a great and fabulous weekend. Ours was good. It was off the hook. I spent a great deal of time with my family, shopping and spending money. I don't know about you, but like for me, I enjoy like just going to the mall and people watching. I enjoy just going there and just watching people either engage with their spouses, or some people are just stuck and glued to their phones. Some people are walking around with bags off their arms, off their hands. The kids got bags. I love watching that. I don't know about you. Like I said, I love watching people. I love going to the airport and just watching people. Okay. But there's something about it. I shared a great conversation with a gentleman. He asked me, he says, "Sir, if you don't mind me asking, what are you reading?" And for those who are not a part of the MLB group that I have on Facebook, I recommend that you get in touch with that particular group. And the only reason why I recommend that group, because it's mine. Yep, it's mine. It's my group. It's called University of Legacy. It is a great group where I display all the books, every single book that I have added to my life, to my home, to the legacy of my children, every single book. Abraham Lincoln once said, all that I have learned was from a book. And I know that it was Frederick Douglass as well as Martin Luther King that said, once I began to read, I became free. Not when I listened to, but when I began to read. And that's something so important. Because the more that you read, hey, I always say leaders are readers, baby. So whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Live Me, you're on Periscope, whether you're on what is the other one, YouTube, you're hearing me out. That the more that you read, the more that you need, the more that you take in, the more that you apply, the greater value you become in life. As I expressed with this gentleman that I was sitting next to, I said the reason why I'm reading this particular book is because I want to be great in my arena of an educator. I want to be great as a husband. I want to be great as a father. I want to be great as a steward in my community. That's why I'm reading this particular book. And you guys are probably scratching your head like, Coach Sagasta, what book is this? You got to tell me, Coach Sagasta. Yo, you got to chime in. You got to chime in. Motivational learning books. I have a group set up in Facebook. I promise you, value. I promise you. I'm not, some people believe in promises are like cheese and crackers. You be fat. I promise you, I'm giving you information to change your situation in life. I'm definitely honored and thankful for E this morning. I thank you so much, E, if you're watching. I appreciate you, Dr. Eric Thomas. Sending mad prayers out to one of my beloved sons who just had a heart attack this Friday, Lorenzo. Many blessings, rest in peace. But I understand if it wasn't for that particular book, I would not have more understanding that all things work together for good to those who love him, to those who are called according to his purpose. This particular book, I know you guys are thinking, what book is this? But nonetheless, it is that information. As I expressed to this young gentleman, as I expressed to him, I said, it's this type of information that changes the situation in so many lives. There's too many people walking up and down the upper level as well as the lower level of this mall, not really tapping into their full potential, not really giving in to the greatness within. They're not doing those particular detailed things to get to the next level. They just mediocrity. And he looked at me when I said, when I said that they were mediocre, when I said that they were common, he looked at me with a bewildered look like this. I'm serious. Like his eyes opened up. His eyes opened up like, whoa, like if I farted or something. Like there was another head going out the side of my neck. My man's eyes were in whoa. I expressed something to him. Not to be mediocre, but to be uncommon. I expressed something. I gave him value. I said, this gentleman, this particular gentleman has been doing what I've been doing for long before me. This particular individual has gave me the information, the tools, the keys to unlocking greatness in my home, to unlocking the greatness within me, to literally tap it into my potential, to live in life in a life-driven purpose. Yo, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Facebook Live, thank you guys again for being on, for sharing this time with me, for investing just a few moments to hear what I got to express to you, that you may apply it as I have done, that you may do. As I expressed to one of my friends, Nicole, I said, one of the greatest things that I have ever learned is taking information, bits of information, and applying it to my life to get to the next level. And now I'm being mentored by another individual that can get me to the other level. I'm moving, constantly moving. I can't stay still. I don't want to stay stagnant. I know what happens as I express to my athletes. I'm always expressing, never get stagnant, never become mediocre, never get in the place of complacency. Never sit there. Why? Because I know what it's like. I know that the epitome is there. I know that the damnation of sitting there can ruin an individual's mind as well as his heart's desire to do what he or she truly wants to do in life. And so like I expressed to that individual as I was sitting there, as I expressed to my friend Nicole, I says, you too have that same power. You too have, Ralph Emerson once said, today we live in a time of self-reliance. What does that mean? The power. You too have the power. I'm not good enough. If you guys read my blog was it yesterday? You guys read my blog yesterday. 191 individuals read that blog. Not long, not real long, but to the point that too many people are so focused, so mind-struck, so driven and passionate about the drive to compete against someone else when they can't even compete against themselves. Too many people in life, I don't want to be mediocre. That's what the mediocre individual does. He competes against his man. He competes with a neighbor. He competes with everybody he ever sees. If you haven't read the blog, I recommend you read the blog, that you might take your life to the next level, that you may apply some of the information there. Because I promise you, just in that one particular blog, it will have you looking at competing on a different level. You compete with the man inside. Michael Jackson, one of the great artists, said it's the man in the mirror. And I still today believe that wholeheartedly. That until you change the man in the mirror, you will never change your life. You will never get to the next level. It don't matter how many faces you put on every single day. No matter how many filters you go through on social media, you will never change that man if you can't compete with the inner man. I'm just saying. I expressed that to the man that was sitting down. I expressed that to Nicole. You got to get to the point where you start seeing these habits, where you start looking at these particular principles, at these particular values, at these particular standards, and you start raising it every single day. Stop competing with your neighbor. Stop competing with your sister. Stop competing with your daddy. Stop competing with your mama. Stop competing with the people you work with. And start looking at what you can do at the inner man, that you can change the inner man. The Bible says to take off the old coat and put on the new. What is he saying? He's saying to take off the old man and to put on the new man. So vivid, so true. You guys on Facebook, on YouTube, you guys on Live.me, hear me out. The title of that particular blog, as well as the title of today's talk, was all about, I'm not a good coach. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a good coach. That was the title. I'm not good. I'm not good because I wasn't good. For many years I was coaching. I was not good. But how did I go from shaky to good and good to great and great to extraordinary? How did I do that? Why did I do that? Because of people like Lorenzo Moore, whose mom reached out to me this morning. And as vivid as I can remember, just this morning at 4:30 this morning, she said, she's in Michigan, she said, he spoke of you very highly. He spoke of you very highly. He respected every word that came out of your mouth, Coach Sagasta. Things like that are valued. Why do I do it? Because I got a legacy. I got a family to feed. I got children to feed. I got children in my community. I got people that are on Facebook, on Live Me, on Instagram, on YouTube that are watching. Why do I get it with so much passion? How does this passion proceed from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday refill again and keep going at it? 4 years straight. Why? Because of Sarah Sagasta, because of Isaac Sagasta, because of Andrew Sagasta, because of Delina Sagasta, because of you, the viewer, because of you, the viewer, because of you, the viewer. You too have that same opportunity. You too have that same ability and skill and tenacity and ambition. You just got to tap into it, baby. All right, many blessings to you guys. Have a great and fabulous week. I hope that you took just something, just one thing. I'm not asking you to believe everything, but I'm asking you to take just one thing that came from these lips, that came from this mouth, and that you apply it to your life. Hey, many blessings to you guys. Have a great and fabulous day. And as always, make every single day a masterpiece, baby. I'm out.